Hey, second graders, we are on to chapter 17 in Guinea Dog. We're getting close to the end of it. This chapter is called, I Was Tired of Living in That Freak House. I wanted to live in a normal house. A normal house was one where, and here's a list. The dad likes dogs. The dad left the house when he went to work instead of staying home all day wearing a suit and fuzzy slippers. The dad didn't go on and on about his homemade salad dressings. The mom knew the difference between dogs and South American rodents. The mom didn't wallpaper the ceilings. The dad didn't put a guinea pig in his son's treehouse. A guinea pig slept in a cage on the daughter's dresser, not at the foot of the son's bed. The son played fetch, tug of war, and frisbee with his dog. And strange girls paying uninvited visits were not encouraged by the mom. But of course, there was nothing I could do about it. Kids can't pick up and move. They can't choose where they want to live or who they want to live with. They can't really choose anything. Everything requires permission. We're given choices, options. These are your options. That is not an option. A dog is not an option. A guinea pig is an option. You also have the option of a gecko. I asked my mom if I could go over to Murph's and see what he was up to. She said it was okay with her if it was okay with Dad. Dad said it was okay if I was done with my chores. I wasn't. So I did them. I carried the dirty clothes to the laundry room. I emptied the dishwasher. I took the garbage out. It was exhausting. Let me make a correction. Everything requires permission and slave labor. I put Fido inside my backpack, hopped on my bike, and took off. My muscles aching from all the work. While I was doing my chores, Mom sewed up the hole Fido made in my bag, then reinforced the bottom with a piece of suede. I figured I'd bring Fido along for 3 reasons. 1, because Dad needed to get some work done before we go to the river. 2, because Murph liked her too. And 3, because Buddy did too. My idea was that the 4 of us, Murph, Buddy, me, and Fido, would ride way out past the field around the electrical substation to the woods and go dirt biking. There's a lot of wicked dips and curves and stuff there. I like it better than the skate park, and really, nobody goes there but me and Murph. When I got to his house, I knocked on the door. Something, by the way, that Murph's dad has never had a problem with. His mom answered. "Hi, Rufus," she said with a nice smile. "It's so good to see you. Come on in. Murph's up in his room." "Thanks," I said. That's what I meant when I said normal. It was okay to knock on the door. The mom answers and lets you in without a lot of embarrassing talk. The house was normal too. It wasn't a mess, but it wasn't super clean like ours always had to be. It looked like people actually lived in it and touched things and stuff. There was a little TV in the kitchen and a big one with a flat screen in the living room, which was usually on even if no one was watching it. Our living room TV was an old box set that we kept in the closet and rolled out on a cart for family viewing time. Honest. I walked up the stairs and past Murph's little sister's room. AG was sitting on the floor reading a book, and I noticed she had socks on her hands. "Stay back," she said. "I have the pox." "I already had the chicken pox," I said. "So did I. This isn't chicken pox. I believe it's turkey pox, but no one will back me up. The socks are so I won't scratch." "Have you had turkey pox?" "Yes," I lied and walked on. Annoying little sisters are normal too, I guess, but AG was spoiling my dream house. Murphy's door was closed. I opened it quietly and peeked in. He was in his room, sitting at his desk, writing. His desk was this really cool tiltable drawing table with a lamp clamp to it. His walls were wallpapered too, but with pictures he cut out of magazines and newspapers and printed off the internet. Pictures he put up himself, that is. His room was never messy because his mom cleaned it every day. She didn't have a job outside the house. She stayed home and took care of her house and kids. Murph's dad was a foot doctor, so he worked at a doctor's office and at the hospital and made tons of money. He had a workshop in the backyard with power tools and drove a Jeep, not a hybrid. And he had one of those cool ninja motorcycles. His mom drove a silver minivan. This was Normal House, USA. Murph jumped a little, then shot a quick glance over his shoulder. He flipped whatever it was he was riding, then whipped around. A big fake grin on his face. Something was wrong. "Why, hello, Rufus, old chum," he said with a pretty lame British accent. "Thanks for popping by." "What's wrong?" "Wrong? Why, whatever are you nattering on about, mate?" "What's that you were writing?" Mischief flashed in his eyes. You really had to know him like I did to see it. And he suddenly gave up both the British accent and the chipper act. There's no hiding anything from you, is there? He said glumly. It's my last will and testament. So you're dying? He pretended to be overcome with emotions, then shielded his eyes with his arm. His chin quivered. Oh, he was good at acting. It was a total joke, of course. Not one of his better ones either. I mean, his mom was smiling when she let me in. Dude, I said with lots of fake sympathy, what is it? What have you got? Or what's got you, that is? I had high expectations. Murph was no slouch when it came to making stuff up. Anas, he said, then broke off, coughing. Anas Tosicus. I shook my head. What's that? The ducks, man. The ducks. At the lake. Surely you remember. The poisonous ones? He nodded. Did you attack one? Accidentally. How does that happen? Exactly. I rode my board into a flock of them. They were sleeping on the path. I didn't see them. Whammo! Quack, quack, quack! Envenomation. Oh dear, I said, shaking my head with great fake concern. I should go down and offer your mom my condolences. No, he said, reaching out a hand to stop me. She doesn't know yet. I just can't bring myself to tell her. She does love me so. He set his hand on my shoulder and stared deeply into my eyes. And if I didn't know him the way I did, I probably would have believed. He was scared and worried and sick that his poor mom would be grief-stricken. He's that good of an actor. But he strolled in then and right away sniffed out Fido in my bag. Have you got your guinea pig in there? Murph said, cheering up. Take her out. I obeyed, and while he and Buddy were fooling around with her, I snatched Murphy's piece of paper. It was not a will, of course. It was just a math worksheet from school. Hey, Murphy said when he saw what I was doing. Hand that over. He made a grab for it. I held it out of reach. Buddy barked at me. Fido barked at Buddy. Go in the other room, Buddy, Murph said. Buddy obeyed. Such a good dog. Fido followed after him. Be good, I called after her. Murph gave me a strange look. It's not a will, Murph, I said. It's homework. He shrugged. What are you doing inside on a Saturday morning doing math, Murph? He shrugged again. Like I said, we shrugged a lot lately. This is old math homework, dude, I said. Like months ago homework. Why are you doing it now? And don't you dare shrug again. Miss Sharp lost mine, so I have to redo it, he said. No way. Way. She can't do that. It's her fault. Yeah, tell her that. I squinted at him. This was more acting. Tell me what's going on, dude, I said. I mean, are we friends or what? Of course we're friends. What a question. I gave him the stony stare. I wasn't putting up with any more of his goofing around. Why so serious, Roof? Stony stare. All right, fine. I'm flunking. Happy? Flunking? The word didn't make any sense coming out of Murphy Malloy's mouth. Flunking what? What do you think, smart guy? I shrugged. Math? Try again. I shrugged again. Try the 5th grade. Yeah, right. He's always joking. I'm not joking this time. I squinted at him. If he was acting his heart out. No giveaway gestures or sounds. He looked dead serious. That's the problem, isn't it, Mr. Boy Who Cried Wolf, I said. It's hard to tell when you're serious because you joke around so much. He's not joking. This was his mom. She was standing in the doorway behind me. I guess she was eavesdropping. Parents live to eavesdrop. He just won't do his work, nor can he seem to ever get to school on time. That's Rufus's fault, Murphy said, nudging me with his shoulder. I started to object, but his mom groaned, so I knew I didn't need to. I believe it's the other way around, she said. I tell you, he's a bad influence, Ma, Murph said. I was a good kid till he came along, him and his rodent. You met Rufus in kindergarten, Smurf. You're lucky to have him. No telling what kind of trouble you'd be in if he didn't keep an eye on you. Me? Keep an eye on Murph? Everybody does that. Everybody just watches him and laughs and admires and gives him free passes. Not anymore, I guess. You got it all wrong, Ma. He always makes me late with this fooling around, and he steals my homework, too. He's a bad kid, Ma. Real bad. A delinquent. He started to laugh. With a guinea pig. He lost it. I didn't think he was being particularly funny. His mom reached out and pinched his arm. Ow! He howled. That's child abuse. Roof, you're a witness. You think you can laugh your way out of anything, but I don't think you'll laugh when you end up repeating the 5th grade. She wasn't kidding around. You do yourself a big favor to stop joking around and take a page out of Rufus's book. He's a good, solid student and a true friend. You can learn a lot from him. What? Was she nuts? One day in our classroom would have changed her mind about that. You're right, Mom, Murph said. Rufus, will you be my mentor? His mom groaned again, then smiled, then giggled despite herself. Cute guinea pig, Roof, she said. I like the hairdo. And she left the room. Yet another free pass for the Smurf. Did you bike here or board? Murph asked. Bike? Okay, let's ride. Don't you have to stay here and do your homework? Nah, totally optional. You sure? Positively. Summon the hounds. Stony stare. You know, I don't have a... Okay, the hound and the hog. Wonder what's going to happen with Murphy. Doesn't sound like he's doing very well in school, does it? Do you think Rufus will help him? Next, chapter 18 for next time is called I Had No Idea Guinea Pigs Could Run So Fast. Fido must be joining them on their bike ride. Bye, second graders.